Okay.
Okay, so let's call this meeting in order at 7:06 p.m.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Go check that front door again. That's what I'm gonna go to check on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Sorry.
No, did it work okay after I told you?
Yeah.
You know what the door says, this door, and it's not actually that door. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
There were a lot of doors I was dealing with, thanks.
How are you?
Good, how are
Good. We just called the meeting to order.
you? Good, thanks for. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to reading and approval of the minutes.
Oh, Leanna's here. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, I just.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm sorry, I was having technical problems.
No worries, we just called the meeting to order.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from our meeting of June 11th?
Yep.
Yes, and if so, any comments, edits? If not, could I have a motion?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes of June 11th, 2024.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for joining us, Ben. I don't think we have any other visitors other than Rob, who's here this evening as well. Has anyone received any correspondence or community inputs?
I'm here.
No? No, no, Deanna?
No,
Neither have I. It's quiet. Moving on to the superintendent's report with the principal's report coming first.
Like a boomerang, all right, let me flip my page here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the bills. Okay, the bills have to come first.
Yes, okay. Phew.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Later, I will ask respectfully that a member of the committee make a motion to approve $144,710.76, which is the total amount necessary for the 3-page bill roll of this evening. It's a rather large, long list, a lot of special education end of the year costs as the invoices catch up. Because we have to have everything done by June 30th. There's a little bit of a window in the first week or so of July, so that the town finance director can balance the books. But so that explains why you see, for example, doubles. You know, there's 2 months of the JRI, for example. We also have some health supplies, we have utilities. We have Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents payment for a conference. Music instruments, one of our consulting companies for our E-rate. Parents who drive their children to out of district are being paid. The out of district bus company. Our last payment for our lunch costs. One of the big ones I want to point out is a $12,000 payment for Alvarez Immediate Services. That's for the materials for the gym roof. We are moving forward. The materials are going to be delivered either somewhere between tomorrow and Friday. So we'll hold that until they're actually delivered. Another one I want to point out is a $21,233 payment to Apple. That's for 17 new desktops for our teaching staff. The ones that are in place and being used now are somewhere between, the newest one is 7 years old and the oldest one is 12 years old. And they're getting to the point where they're breaking down, they're hiccuping, they're going to sleep in the middle. In addition to which, our projecting units don't worked with some of the older ones, so it was time. And because we got that infusion of state money, because of the grant site we applied for in January, this was a good year to do it, in my opinion. Legal bills. There's an elevator repair bill. And we want to highlight the fact that we're going to have mystery science packets for all of our K through 5 grades for next year, which is an exciting science program. And also Learning Without Tears, which is a really good program that the staff and the principal have asked for. So we're buying those now with fiscal 24 funds. So without, I'm certainly will answer any question that you have about any of the invoices, but I would ask for a motion to approve $144,710.76.
And motion.
Motion to approve the expenditure of $144,710.76.
There's a second. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Now we can move on to the principal's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm happy to share my report with you tonight. We wrapped up the school year on Friday, the 14th, with a closing ceremony of flag lowering. And we had 5th graders pass the flag back off to kindergartners. We're gonna hold it over the summer in trust. And we'll raise it again at the start of the school year. It was a wonderful ceremony. The whole staff was there, and it was we had our full moment of silence and kind of a way to close out the school year formally. I want to let you know that as far as the after school program, we had 4 kids only decided to not provide a proposal to the school. They really liked the facility. We have a small facility, a small number of students, and they are in a number of different cities. And so they opted to not do that, but the YMCA, I believe, will be moving forward with the proposal, and the superintendent will be speaking about that tonight. So we have some good news on that front. As I said, FKO really enjoyed, working with us, talking to us, but decided to not move forward. I want to say thank you to the PTO. They supported our retirement recognition event that was held at the Knights of Columbus on June 14th. And it was a wonderful event when we recognized our retiring teachers. And of course, fabulous Superintendent Parentozzi here tonight, and so I just want to say thank you to them for really making that possible, as well as to all the staff who were able to, and former staff who were able to make the event. I want to let you know about a student and resident photography exhibit that's coming up. You have a flyer in your packet. It's called Celebrate Nahant, Images of the Town, Past and Present, and that's going to be on July 5th and 6th. There's a copy there. And so on July 5th, they'll have an opening ceremony, gala for the event. We had some classes for students led by Heidi Fiore, a staff member, parent, and also a professional photographer. And so she had classes for students in grades 3 to 5. And that was funded by the Nahant Cultural Council, as well as the Massachusetts Cultural Council. And so that was a brief series of workshops, and Robert Wilson is printing those some of those photographs, and we'll have them at the exhibit, and I'd encourage everyone to go. And that again is at the community center, July 5th and 6th. In the area of technology, the big news is what Superintendent Parentozzi mentioned with the IMAX. I'm really pleased that he was able to find the funding for that. As he mentioned, some of the iOS systems, some of them IMAX, more than half can't go past 10.6. And right now Macs are on 13.6 as far as iOS go, in terms of their operating system. Also, a lot of the inputs in the back are breaking. So that's great news. But on a smaller front, but not less important, I think we're changing the format for our students. Usernames and passwords. In the past, we'd had this configuration that was the first 2 letters of their first name, the first 2 letters of the last name, and the year they were going to graduate the job from school. And you give that to a kindergartner on a daily basis, and it can be challenging. So now it's going to be just their first name. followed by @johnsonschool.org. And so most of the time, they're only gonna have to type in their first name, and that's actually a learning goal for kindergartners. So it doesn't sound like a big change, but I think to the teachers and to the students is gonna be significant. We realize we don't have to have, we only have 150 students. We don't have to, get so complicated with it. And so that's a change we're making right now. In the area of curriculum and instruction, on Thursday, June 13th, we had a harvest day where all of the classes, pre-K to 5, got outside and had a chance to harvest from their gardens that they've been working in over the school year. They harvested fennel, sage, mint, basil, radishes, lettuce. And that was wonderful. They were really excited about bringing them home, and I was really struck by the fact that students really do, they're fighting over broccoli. And you would not think a student would fight over broccoli. But when they grew it themselves, they want the broccoli. And so that's what I really observed. And it's wonderful to see that. And they're surprised when they learn they can eat it while they're standing there. And so they're eating raw kale, which is great. It goes beyond the lessons of what's a leaf do and what's a flower do, and into nutrition and just the fact of how we get our food. And so it was a nice conclusion for the school year with that program. Attaching your packet, I gave you a copy of our summer enrichment program schedule. And so you'll see it starts July 9th. Today I was able to meet with the 3 teachers that we have for the program, all certified teachers. The kindergarten teacher, the teacher who's teaching the kindergarten students is a certified reading specialist that I used to work with in Salem. Wonderful woman, and so she'll be leading the kindergarten. Katie Pastor will be leading the 1st and 2nd grade students, and Lou Wallach will be leading the 3rd and 4th grade students. And each day we'll start with an engaging science lesson to get them excited and happy to be there, and then we'll add to that math and literacy. And so they'll be writing about their experiments, reading about their experiments, or doing some math graphing about what they learned about. So it will be using, 1 week's gonna be using all Lego techniques, 1 week's gonna be going outside and doing plants and habitats with some field trips to the beach and to the woods. And looking at the plants that we have around the school grounds, and then 1 week will be about materials and doing experiments on conductors and insulators and making circuits. So again, the themes of each day is around a science topic to get them excited about that, and then they'll read and write about it in journals that they have. Each student is gonna go to a small journal like this. We're not gonna do a lot of worksheets. The students will be doing some copying or writing in their journal each day. And that'll go from 8:30 to 11:30. We also have a paraprofessional and a nurse for the program. That'll be on site as well. Finally, the handwriting without tears pilot went really well. At our next meeting, I'd like to recommend that we formally adopt it. This is a program about how to do letter formation, and cursive is included in that. And so our current program is foundations. A lot of the literacy programs build in a writing component, but it's really better to focus on a program that has just that one goal. Handwriting Without Tears actually has a literacy program too, because each program wants to sell you the whole kit. But some programs are better for one area versus another. So we're gonna stick with foundations for phonics to learn what sounds letters make, how to read. But we wanna move to Handwriting Without Tears for letter formation and handwriting. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Is it okay if I ask a quick question? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Mr. Andrews, do you know with Parent Square, I wasn't sure if like there was a certain amount of time after the report cards went that you could view it on Parent Square. It almost seems like everything sort of disappeared from my page. Is that?
Are you talking about school brains or
Yeah. Well, it almost seems like everything is empty on the Parent Square app for the schools. So I wasn't sure like if that was just me or.
Great question. I know that they archive the school year at some point Of course, it's our first year with the program, and I'm not sure what that looks like from the user side. So I'm gonna need to look into that and get back to you.
Okay, thanks. It's not urgent. I just thought it was, I was just surprised that it was, like, I couldn't see anything.
Madam Chair, through you, it's an important observation to make. That you're saying parent square, you're not talking about school brains.
No, Parent Square.
Right.
Yeah,
Parent Square is our communication platform, of course, and they did talk to me about archiving something, but I didn't expect that the user side would go blank, as you say, and it's really helpful to be able to look at previous messages and find links to information that you got in the past.
yes,
So I'm gonna look into that, I'm gonna get back to you all directly. And
Okay.
I'll share out something tomorrow to the school community,
all right, thanks so much.
certainly.
Thanks.
I'm sorry that you had that experience.
Oh, no, that's okay. It's not your fault. I was just, it's kind of nice, like after the craziness settles with school ending, I was trying to look back at some things and it just, there's no posts at all for me, but I wasn't sure if that was my problem or everybody's.
I doubt it, you're pretty
Okay.
satisfied, so I'll
All right, thank you.
Moving on to the studies update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I may, just go back one step, the summer program, Mr. Andrews, how many students do we have enrolled in?
42,
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I knew it was over 40. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
it is.
You take the preschool students out, that's about 40% of our kindergarten through, actually, it's more because fifth grade.
Yeah, 120, it's 40 over 120.
Yeah, about a third, which
Yeah.
is excellent. Thank you. The facilities update is short and simple. The building's in great shape for the new administration coming in. And we continue to upgrade it and improve it. The summer work, you can see by the condition of the floor in this room, the custodians are doing a great job of tearing down the tile floors, putting coats of wax on it, cleaning everything. And summer school rooms are almost ready, and then while their summer school is in session, the custodial staff will work on the other rooms and the offices. So we're in really good shape. You already know that we're having the roof resurfaced on the gymnasium with 2 coats of a waterproof silicone white commercial product. And that'll give that roof at least another 5 years and probably another 10. When the full roof replacement takes place, it's gonna have to be stripped down all the way to the plywood. And additional insulation is going to have to be put on it. So we're talking a multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars job. So my theory is that that would probably be done at some other time with some other work and go through MSBA, where the town can get state funding up to about 30 to 35% of the total cost, rather than pay for it 100%. The total cost of this resurfacing is $25,000. I think I forwarded you a copy of the email that I sent to both Representative Capuano and Senator Brendan Crichton, thanking them for the $50,000 safety grant and explaining to them how we spent the money. And last week, last school committee meeting, I told you that we were within $16 of spending the entire amount of money. And one of those invoices was on your bill roll this evening. That was for the flip charts. The budget. First thing is in your packet, you have a statement of what I'm encumbering. And sounds like I'm from London when I say that word. Encumbering. An encumberment is a delay in expenditure of fiscal year 1. That the money won't actually be spent until fiscal year 2, but it's gonna come out of fiscal year one money. So this $27,000 is for invoices that we don't have yet, but we expect. So there's the second part of the roof, plumbing bill, some legal fees for a total of $27,000. So that I sent over to Allison today. In terms of the overall budget, this is without the transfers that you are going to approve later. But we're down to about $119,000, about $120,000. That will grow a little bit and then it'll shrink a little bit, right? It will grow because the transfers will take money that we have spent from the general fund that we have deficits in singular accounts and take some funds that are either revolving accounts or non-general fund and transfer that expenditure to the non-general fund. The other thing we'll do with transfers, obviously, you will transfer from line item that has money left to line items that we don't have money. So we will have enough money to do the computers, the roof, and everything else. We ordered some textbooks for next year. My goal this year was to pay all of our bills, which we'll do, which was to take care of two major projects, the computers and the roof, and to leave the next administration in a stable financial condition. And all three of those goals will be met. So, if you have any questions about that, let me know. The next item, which is, excuse me, not on your agenda, because I got it too late, is a statement, I love this, it's dated June 10th, yeah, right. Is a statement from the Commissioner of Education stating that my application on your behalf to run a school district that does not have a kindergarten through 12th grade has been passed by the Board of Education. So you have two things. You have one is the memorandum from the acting commissioner with our name on it, stating that we will only have grades, that we will not have grades 7 through 12 next year, that we will tuition those grades to Swampscott. And an email from Michelle Griffin, one of the commissioner's adjuncts, saying that in no unclear terms, that the Board of Education has approved all of those requests. And since there's no action taken, I was comfortable just saying that without it being on the agenda. As I'm comfortable with the YMCA proposal, which came in at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. I will not be asking you to approve it. I will simply be asking you to observe, ask questions, take the materials home and read them. You have them electronically and you have them in hard copy. So today, we received the YMCA proposal for running our after-school program. In front of you, you have an information packet for you to take home that simply tells you about the YMCA program. The YMCA program is obviously a regionally renowned program. It's 100% approved by the early childhood division of the DESC. All of the staff is approved by the early childhood program. And they are going to run a program very similar to the one we've had in place with Island Roots. With the exception of they're going to grow the program a little bit during school vacations for the convenience of the parents. And most importantly, the cost to the parents will be the exact same amount as last year's cost under Island Roots.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
And in your packet, I gave you the grid that shows you the costs. So there will be no increase to the parents, which is wonderful. So at the July 9th meeting, the superintendent will ask you to approve the Johnson School YMCA Metro North After School Program. And I don't know if there will be more information at that time. This is pretty complete. But do you have any questions?
Nope, I think it's wonderful.
Okay. Yeah, they're the largest, one of the largest providers in New England. And we will be part of the Metro North section of the Y. So Madam Chair, moving forward to 7A, the school committee policy manual update. My update is simple. We are still working on the update, and that's one of the, after all the financial machinations of the end of the year get done, all of the salary data gets entered, after all of the new appointments get processed by town hall, we will shift to completing the policy manual. And consistent with your wishes, that will be an electronic manual that is available online. And what I suggest is that the school committee put out a blurb to all the parents and guardians at some point, telling them that it's available, and also put that on the town website so that other individuals know where they can get your policies. And Madam Chair, moving forward to item 8A. This is the transfers to balance line items. As I said to you before, at the end of a fiscal year, there's only two things that the line items can have. They can be zero or they can have a surplus. They may not, by law, have a deficit. You already know from what I said that the global budget, the full budget, will be in the black and have money left for the town for free cash. So this is the next to the last set of transfers that either zero line items or take money, bless you, take money from line items that have, I'm gonna make up a number, have $2,000 and take $1,900 and use it somewhere where there's a deficit so that that line item has money left in it, surplus. So, Madam Chair, I would read these if you want me to, or a member of the committee can, to make it easy for our note taker.
If we can use them.
I can do it. Motion to transfer from heating gas to electricity at $11,443.96.
Second. We have to second each.
Yes, each needs a motion, a second, and a vote.
Do I have a second? I second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from special education contracted services to special education supplies, the amount of $655.92.
Have a motion? Second. Do I have a second? I second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from special education contracted services to legal, the amount of $3,537.00.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from special education contracted services to legal, the amount of $3,429.00.
Do I have a second? A second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from custodial supplies to custodial salaries, the amount of $989.58.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from tutoring to superintendent's office salaries, the amount of $3,000.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from evaluations to superintendent's office salaries, the amount of $7,000.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Motion to transfer from library salaries to superintendent's office salaries, the amount of $5,284.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Motion to transfer from substitutes to superintendent's office salaries, the amount of $4,961.77.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Motion to transfer from custodial supplies to maintenance of building services, the amount of $15,055.46.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from special education contracted services to maintenance of building services, $13,000.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Motion to transfer teachers' salaries, regular education to hardware, the amount of $13,092.57.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer from substitutes to teaching supplies, the amount of $2,195.00.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Motion to transfer from teacher salaries, regular education to teaching supplies, the amount of $1,178.95.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Motion to transfer from teacher salaries, regular education to textbooks, regular education, the amount of $5,875.71.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do you have any other committees? Do we have any other announcements? I know, I don't wanna say it, I just don't, I'm in.
I know, I don't either. I was thinking about, I can't believe it. We're gonna miss you, Tony. Thank you for everything.
You are all very welcome. It has been a great pleasure for 8 years. It really has been.
I really hope you enjoy your retirement.
Yeah, I do too. And don't be a stranger, you have to come back and visit us full time.
Okay. A beverage on a deck overlooking the water is always good.
Anytime. Anytime.
Thank you all.
Words just can't express. So on that sad note, do I have a motion to adjourn this last meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting on 6/25/24 at 7:38 PM.
To convene into executive session.
Oh, to convene into executive session. Shoot, I think I probably need to say the proper phrase.
Enter into, not to reconvene to open session.
Motion to adjourn to executive session, not to reopen or reconvene in normal session.
So
Into open session.
to discuss, discuss the
To
strategy.
discuss strategy with respect to litigation.
Excellent.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, I just figured I'd jump in there.
Yes, I appreciate it. I was like, ah.
Sorry, it happened in front of you. I'm sorry.
I thought I was on top of it.
It's number 5.
To adjourn at 7.
7:38.
To open session.
Everyone should listen to this.
Oh, good, good, Frank, glad you come. Yeah, we had some great workshops.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they got ready for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben, for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. I had like a second thought that maybe you guys were meeting in person because the school year's out.
Oh,
So
no.
when I was trying to get in, I was like,
Oh,
oh.
we do meet in person.
Kevin, can you stop the recording, but Leanna can stay?
Stop the recording. Yes. Yep.